I swear, man, this case is confusing so many of us. When we first started unraveling the details, this guy David, this musician David, we was just like, yo, dude, it's his car. He's dating this girl, the music, the merch, the clothes, the bringing the casket to his tour, and all of these signs. We're just like, yo, this guy is going to end up in trial. He's going to at least bare minimum end up arrested. He still hasn't been arrested. He still hasn't even been named as a primary suspect publicly from what we see. All I see is people reporting that he's a suspect, meaning the authorities, they tap in with some of these big media outlets, right? TMZ got a lot of ties into these police departments. They be making their calls, and I feel like sometimes they go to TMZ and they leak their information to TMZ as well. Hell, they say it when they're breaking news. We were given reports by authorities, or but still no arrest. This seems to get more and more complex. There's recent updates about all this David case stuff, and now we got a second suspect being talked about, and allegedly it's related to a bisexual partner of David that may or may not have even helped him or been the last person to drive the car, the Tesla that Celeste was found in, or possibly even help him dismember the body. The rumor mill continues, but all right, let's see this most recent report. Body found in frozen state. Cause of death may never be determined. That's got to be a huge pitfall, right? To never determine the cause of death. Wow. Celeste Rivas' body had been frozen, and as a result, it looks like LA County Medical Examiner will not be able to establish a cause of death. Sources directly connected to the investigation tell TMZ. According to those sources, the medical examiner received the body in horrendous condition. It was decapitated, and while the torso was intact, the limbs had been removed and cut into multiple pieces. Yeah, we need whoever was behind all of this locked up. Real talk. We're told all the body parts were partially frozen and had apparently been thawing out when sitting in the trunk of David's Tesla. So what probably compelled these people to freeze the body? Was it because you were thinking that the longer that the body was frozen would be the longer that it would take for the body to smell in the trunk while it's laid there? But it's not like these people vanished, right? David's still right there. It's not like he disappeared. It's not like all of a sudden, all right, we froze the body, we left it in the trunk, and then I left the country and I just needed time to get away, get my fake passport, whatever, cover my trail before the body was finally discovered by the smell of the rotten body parts or what. Like, what was the freezing part? But obviously, it's causing problems. Like, wow. Remember, David's vehicle had not been moved for several days when it was parked on a Hollywood Hills street near his rental home, which resulted in getting towed and then the body being found. As TMZ reported, Celeste's body was in such bad shape initially, investigators did not know if it was male or female. When the body was received by the ME's office, the initial determination was this was a victim of an apparent homicide. But our sources say the ME is now having trouble establishing the official manner of cause of death, and it will most likely be undetermined. That's been killing me too, man. It's just like we keep harping so much, rightfully so, and respectfully. The cause of death, right? Now, let's say, for example, she was drugged. Okay, that is obviously a scenario that people are trying to uncover, investigators are trying to uncover, or even an overdose, or even an accident. Right? What happened? Was people in a crib having a good old time, maybe some drugs going around, or overdose or something? Allegedly, somebody dies. People around there panic. We don't want to get in trouble for the death of this. Maybe I'm the one that gave her the drugs. Allegedly. So you know what? Let's dismember the body and put her in a trunk or freeze it and then put it in the trunk, right? Versus somebody saying, hey, I just want to get you up out of here. I'm the one that purposefully kills you and then dismembers you and then push you in the trunk. Either way, if you dismember the fucking person, I want you behind bars, So the cause of death, I see why that's important, but I think people would just be at ease, including the family, of understanding who dismembered, who was a part of putting the body in that trunk. Those people, and you're gonna assume that they're gonna be similar, like the people that could be tied to the passing of this person, or at least negligence or some form of irresponsibility, right? And even if they're not, you dismember a body and you put it in a trunk, like, motherfucker, you're a disgusting human being. You know what I'm saying? At least put them people, charge them people, and even if they wasn't the initial cause of death, get them to fucking talking. But anybody that can chop up a human body and put it in a trunk, get them motherfuckers behind bars ASAP. But they keep focusing so much on the cause of death. So I gotta assume it's because the cause of death creates more so strengthening the case versus your suspect. Because no arrests have been made yet. Not a single fucking arrest. Other sources connected to the investigation tell TMZ and LAPD's robbery homicide division is viewing Celeste's death as a homicide. There you go. And even if the official cause of death is undetermined, authorities can move forward with the arrest. What are you guys waiting for? TMZ broke the story. David is now considered a suspect in Celeste's death. What's more, TMZ has learned there's a second suspect who authorities believed helped David in the dismemberment of Celeste's body. Let's go to that. Let me pull that up. This is where the rabbit hole just continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper. So now it's being discussed that this alleged second suspect is a bisexual partner of David, and they put a name to it. They put some guy named Neo. This is going around on Reddit. It's going around in a lot of news articles. This guy's being named. Whoever Neo is, he's sweating his ass off right now. Shock twist. Online sleuths believe they've identified the mysterious second suspect in David's case. Plus, TMZ says body was frozen. Now, rather than reading through everything, because we're going to get pretty much the same thing that we just read, I just want to search the name Neo in this article. Okay, so Neo. First appearances. In comment section of the podcast, multiple online sleuths surmise that the second person is a close friend of David, real name David Anthony Burke, known as Neo the Asian. Okay. All right, what else we got, Neo? Both David and Neo no longer follow each other on Instagram, and Neo appears to have reportedly wiped any trace of David from his Instagram account. David, however, has July 30th, 2025 Instagram post with photos of himself and Neo at his Hollywood Hills home with the caption, "Tour starts today, baby. I'm getting naked on stage." I don't know what that's about. Is that okay? So that's David. That's a David post. But this guy Neo, I mean, if he scrubbed his Instagram of David, that doesn't mean that he did something. You know, he could have said David's involved in what. Well, I might believe personally that he's not a good person, or he might have did something to this girl Celeste. I'm taking him off my Instagram. It could be that, or it could be because I'm trying to clean up all my shit and my ties to the guy. But it's too late. You got documentation all over the place. You got cloud, you got the companies themselves that save data, you got all the caching on your phone that people don't know about, you got all these Instagram tools or social media tools and programs that we read in paperwork all the time that the authorities use to go get your DMs and all this type of stuff, think that you even think is deleted. No, it's all accessible still. And even the fans be having it. It'd be on old streams, old tweets, old people caption stuff, record stuff, react to stuff, video footage on channels you don't own that you can't delete from. So you're not going to get away from it. You know, it just is what it is. But this one says, while David's Withered tour did officially begin on July 30th, sleuths have speculated that the photos were taken the day prior to on July 29th. Fisher told Weber on Law and Crime that the Tesla was last moved in late July and not by David, leading many to guess that it was Neo based on the prior knowledge of their friendship and the fact that he was at the singer's home in late July. Now, that's not fair. I'm going to keep it 1,000. All right. I know the guy. I was at his home late the month of when the car finds a body. That means I dismembered somebody. That means I helped David. That means I should be a suspect. Hell, there could have been a lot of people that have been at that property late July. David could have, 50 friends for all we know. So that's not fair. But what else did they got here? But it's opening up a can of worms for this guy. Bottom line. Fisher also stated that he did not see anyone coming or going from the Hollywood Hills home via surveillance footage after the Tesla was moved. Neo did not respond when Los Angeles reached out for comment. Los Angeles, who reached out to him for a comment? He definitely shouldn't be talking. Threads on Reddit have also made claims that Neo was a possible person assistant for David and is currently out of the country. Oh shit, he bounced? Uh-oh. Is this the guy right here? Neo the Asian? Update: the private investigator in David's case thinks that Celeste Rivas died in early 2025, January and February, at another home David was renting that is 1 mile down the same street she was found. He also alludes that David's friend Neo may have been the one to move the Tesla. So this guy is becoming an internet suspect and possibly a real suspect, because if the authorities told TMZ, yeah, we've identified a second suspect, we don't know what if they said a name, but wow. Wow, 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 wow. So this guy, David, oh, there's another post here. Oh, here they go again, together again. Meanwhile, you're deleting on your fucking Instagram. It's on a million websites, right? Doesn't matter. This no way implies any type of guilt, but based on Steve's recent findings and David's social media, it's very possible that his friend Neo, or Neil Thason, was the last one driving the Tesla. Was discussing with my fellow sleuth. Neo has wiped his social, and here's a picture. What is it? His shirt says, "Sounds gay, I'm in." So I guess this could further insinuate the bisexual claims. Laying on the floor taking a picture, laying like that with a man next to you, your hand is under his back and your shirt says, "Sounds gay, I'm in." I mean, look at this. I'm this one over here. You got the pink Hello Kitty hoodie on. You're doing a mirror picture with a guy behind you, and here he is again next to you. Who knows, man? I mean, does David give off the vibe that that would be shocking? No, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, let you be one of his closest friends or possibly his bisexual lover, and you were around him during the time. Yeah, somebody's gonna want to bare minimum question you. But if they got you as a suspect, I said this before, I'll say it again. There'd be more behind the scenes that the authorities know that actually makes it to the internet. So to be continued.